If you've already seen the Instagram post, you just realized I'm doing Redux versions of 2 reviews that I did on my phone, on my tablet. You know, they were just complete dog shit. Because all I did was walk around my house and shit, and I just, I was not looking directly at the camera, I was just, I was looking right down at it, which wasn't a very good idea. So I decided to do it for my room, because I have my fucking camera, so why not? I'm starting off with After Earth. After Earth is written by Gary Whitta and M. Night Shyamalan, and is directed by Shyamalan. Stars Will and Jaden Smith, and you already know this shit because it's so formulaic that I couldn't even care. Did you realize, like Will and Jaden, like it said, 1,000 years after aliens conquered Earth, the humans escaped, and during a mission that Will and Jaden are on, their ship crashes on Earth, and Will's legs are broken, he can't go anywhere, and Jaden has to find help for his father. And what starts is a movie that I just couldn't stand. I fucking hated it. This is one of the worst movies I saw in 2013 because, my god, is it just awful. Why is it awful? Okay, the opening scene, from what I can remember, what I saw from some clips I saw on YouTube, because I haven't watched the movie all the time because I don't really want to. I mean, one time if I ever start doing more professional reviews with, cut editing, and just that maybe. I don't think I want to show footage because that's copyright. There'd be copyright infringement on there, and I think my mom's calling my name. And of course that would be, that get my channel deleted if there's any sort of copyright claim, or just get my video taken off. But it could be the channel. But who the hell knows? Anyways, guys, you just know what's happening. This movie's so boring and predictable. And overall, one of the worst movies that came out in 2013. Is it the worst movie I saw in 2013? No. I didn't see movie 43. I heard that was just one of the worst movies ever made. But I saw Grown Ups 2, which I just can't stand because it's so unfunny and so poorly written. And just overall unbearable and so witless that it becomes that I just got so bored with it, and I almost wanted to punch the screen, or shoot at it, or burn it, or maybe use a paint. Maybe go to Madison production studio and shoot at it with a paintball gun, maybe a BB gun. I don't know. Or maybe just do some kind of protesting. Stop making shit movies. Stop making commercials, feature-length commercials. Make good movies. Back to the movie, After Earth. After Earth, it didn't look very good from the opening scene. It came off as kind of amateur. And also Jaden's futuristic accent, which I seriously don't understand why it exists. Is this a belief that, we're going to have accents like this in the future? To be honest, for what I've seen in some movies, I've never seen accents really change. They kind of stay the same. Some people have different pitches in their voice, but still the accents are basically the same. So, to be honest, guys, it's ridiculous that they make an accent like this. I don't think it's even a real thing. Besides, it's awful anyway. It sounds awful. Also, his narration, not only is it flat and sounds awful, it just kind of really makes you wonder. Mark from Fanboy Flex hates this movie, and he actually wondered, after this opening scene with all of this awful narration, he was thinking about whether or not he was going to watch the entire thing on mute. I actually might agree with him. I think I might watch it on mute because, wow, is this obnoxious to hear Jaden Smith. Now, let me tell you, I think they're on this planet called Nova Prime. I believe it's called that. I'm going to look it up because that's how amateur I am, how careless I am. But anyways, he goes to this place where he's trained to be a ranger, I believe. He is so overconfident and such self-centered idiot that he gets denied. And that's actually, thank God, because I don't know what it would have been like to be around this guy. Sure, he shows potential, but he doesn't know how to follow orders. It's just ridiculous what he does. It's just so bad. It's just not even funny. Yeah, Nova Prime. His father, Will Smith, is a general, and he is one of the coldest characters I've seen in a movie because I don't watch a lot of bad movies, and I don't really watch movies that aren't flat in terms of emotion or overtly sentimental to the point where it becomes annoying and makes you want to turn off the movie or smash your TV or destroy the screen. depending where you're watching it, at a theater, at home, or something like that. Or a straight projector if it's being projected on a screen. Anyways, this is a shit movie. It's awful. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen, because I don't watch a lot of bad movies. The worst movie I've ever seen, probably Biodome. I have no idea. Last Airbender is also terrible. Sorry guys, I have eczema. My hands are falling. My hands are really peeled. It just sucks to have eczema. If some of you people are watching, you have eczema, then of course you can sympathize with me because you have it too, and I feel sorry for you guys. Anyways, I want to talk more about the movie. The visual effects are very disappointing for a $130 million budget film. This is incredibly bad special effects. They're not terrible. Some are terrible. There are some I find actually it's mostly inconsistent. Sometimes they work, especially when it comes to like the shots in outer space sometimes, and even some on Earth. But most of the time, but when it comes to like some of the animals and how they interact with Jaden Smith, it comes off as ridiculous and unrealistic. It just doesn't convince me. They overall are just disappointing effects. Also, performances are terrible. I mean, Will and Jaden, their father and son, they have no chemistry here. And also, I think this movie is, okay, I'm just going to detail more of the performances before I get on to my next point, which everyone is going to agree on. It's a no-brainer. I mean, these characters are so flat in their emotions. Jaden is such an obnoxious kid that I seriously wished he would have been killed because I can't stand him throughout this movie. He's obnoxious, he's self-centered, he tries to be cool, he tries to be overconfident. But the problem is, I'm thinking, shouldn't that have gotten you killed or severely injured? Guess not. Also, the Ursa is ridiculous. This is not the next thing. The other thing I'm talking about is going to disappoint. Okay, I'm just going to tell you what I think you're all going to agree with me on. You may also agree with me on this, but there's one I think you will agree on immediately. Not this one yet. I'll tell you. The Ursa is this alien that was kind of more of an attack speed that helped attack Earth, and I find it ridiculous how bad it looks. Not only is it animated so poorly, but it looks cool. But the problem is that it doesn't fight. It has no eyes. It senses fear. First off, that doesn't make really sense. I mean, like. If you're going to have anything that really, since they can sense fear, maybe the sweat you emit because you're stressed or something. Maybe the sweat you emit because you're stressed or something like that. It's always happened to us, especially on tests, especially for all these people who are slackers like me. I mean, it's just ridiculous that they can't smell your blood, smell your sweat, or smell any of the salt, any of the sodium that you emit, the salt that you emit from your body, maybe something like that. I mean, there's got to be something. Just overall, maybe your body fluids or something like that. I mean, at least like something that really makes more sense. It just doesn't. Also, this thing died. There was a scene where Jaden fought it. Died quickly and it died so easily. It just felt so mishandled as a villain. Also, the characters are just so dull. I mean, these characters are so emotionless, one-dimensional. I can't really stand them. They don't really develop. It's just obvious they're going to change like that. And to be honest, there's nothing special about it because it's just not new. Also, this is the thing you're all going to agree with me from just the beginning. It's a nepotist film. Nepotism is from what I can say, my definition is favoritism from a business standpoint, such as it's favoring people. Okay, I'll look up nepotism actually right now, but I do believe it because there are so many different members of the Smith family involved. Such as, I mean, the story was written by Will Smith, an original story at that. Also, like his Jaden's, not only Will Smith produced it, but so did his wife, also like Jaden's uncle. I think it's maybe Will Smith's brother. Maybe Jada's brother. I don't know. Also, this movie's full of just innumerable plot holes. I mean, how can they survive to Earth falling like that? I mean, even if they did, Will was thrown out of the ship, for Christ's sake. I mean, there was a breach in the structure of the ship and he was just thrown out, and he didn't die. I mean, really? You're falling to Earth. Now, I don't remember a lot about this movie, but I do remember I think he was falling to Earth. So to be honest, he would have died. I mean, seriously, how would he have survived? Oh, that's right. The script told him to be. The script made him remain alive, even though that's scientifically inaccurate. The so-called science in this movie is not even real science. It's just stuff that's thrown together to be scientific when in fact it's not, or serve as some way to build up suspense or some sort of tension when all it does is bore you non-stop. It's just ridiculous and silly at the same time. Maybe I think ridiculous and silly are kind of in the same definition. Something or another, kind of basically they have the same kind of meaning and are used in a similar way, but I don't know. My jersey cut me again. Not as bad as the one I had on my hand. I may have shown you that, maybe an Instagram video, maybe a YouTube video. I have no idea, but it was pretty badly cut. Yeah. Anyways, this movie just starts from dull characters, gets very boring. I can't stand. I was never invested in the characters. I actually was so bored, and I really didn't like them. Also, Will Smith doesn't really do anything. I mean, this guy I think is really. I mean, sure, Jaden's the bigger star, but Jaden cannot carry this film at all. But also, it doesn't help by the fact that the director is just unable to really do anything really thrilling or anything entertaining or really give us characters that we care about, really. Although from what I've heard on IMDb, most of the direction was actually handled under Will Smith, and whatever, I don't really care because the film still turned out terrible, and I still couldn't stand it because, you know what, this is a film I don't care about. My mom's not a huge fan of sci-fi, but she did, but seriously, after a while, she turned off this movie. Yeah, I think I probably should have done that too because this is a crap movie. It just doesn't work. The acting, the direction, writing, I mean, also there's more plot holes, such as how, I mean, the Earth is covered in foliage for what we see in the movie, and it's ridiculous that Jaden needs these capsules so he can take in more oxygen. Or maybe it's just, I don't know what the capsules do. I mean, I'm just listening to what Mark from Fanboy Flicks said. I think that's what I'm just gonna quote him there because I really just don't really know because I don't remember that much. I don't want to watch it again because I can't stand it. But this is a movie that I don't really enjoy. It's a pretty awful movie. I don't know, I mean like a 1 out of 5, I guess. So, yeah, that's fine, I guess. It's just a god-awful movie. It just isn't worth your time. Jaden's so emotional and just didn't really do anything for it. I'm going to discuss more of the plot holes, actually. Yeah, guys, I know I'm pretty low on energy, but I just got home from school. I'm really tired, and I don't really care much because, I mean, I'm just redoing these reviews. And to be honest, these are just so amateurly made, I don't even care to edit them. So why would I really care exactly? Really? Why would I care? Anyways, guys, this is not a movie that I mean, in fact, the plants, afterwards it's just covered in foliage, full of dense jungle. And I feel like plants produce oxygen, it's a known fact. How come Jaden can't take in the oxygen? How's it toxic? Also, Will Smith says everything on the planet has been evolved to kill humans. Humans have not been in the planet for 1,000 years. How would you know that? Doesn't make any sense. Seriously, there's a plot hole that everyone can notice from the neck up. Even brain dead people wouldn't know it's a plot hole. How do you fuck up such a basic premise? Like, okay, humans have been on Earth for 1,000 years. Now you're saying that you know something about Earth, even though you've never been on Earth for 1,000 years. Also, I think there's like a camera on the back of Jaden Smith's suit. But there are shots that are outside it, and it never really shows the camera moving around. It's just so stupid, and yeah, it doesn't work for me. I think it's on the back of it, maybe on the front. I have no idea because I don't remember the movie all that much because I forgot it because I hate this movie. I hate it so much. Yeah. There are just a couple of plot holes I just can't stand in this movie. Visual effects didn't work for me. Creatures that didn't look very real, especially when interacting with Jaden Smith and whenever there was any sort of fighting. just don't really see this movie, guys. If you had, I mean, I know people actually like this movie, but I just don't understand how. And guys, my opinion on the movie, 1 out of 5. Yeah, it's a little smaller, but I thought it was better, but I didn't need to repeat that. I just got bored. Comment below what did you think about After Earth? And what are your thoughts on Night Shyamalan? Do you think The Visit looks promising? Have you seen Wayward Pines? I know he directed the pilot, and I heard it was actually good. He executive produces the show. The show has good reviews. Just comment below and subscribe to my channel for more videos.